So let's talk about the fights. Let's do it like we did last time. Let's start with the big fight and work our way down. Um, let's just get straight into it. I'm gonna tell you right now. I personally felt like Gervonta Davis won the fight. I thought a draw was fair. I didn't think Lamont did enough to win, but I think a draw is a fair decision. I think if they would have gave it to Lamont, I would have been fine too, bro. Like I said last time, post fights, they can never be robberies to me. I do think that Gervonta Davis was the champ at 135. I think you got to take it from the champ. I think if we're wondering who won, then a draw or Gervonta winning is a fine decision. I think if they do it again, Gervonta beats him worse. I think he was not listening to his corner. I think he wasn't focused before the fight. I think it was just like not a good strategy overall. Lamont boxed well, don't get me wrong. I don't want to take anything away from him, but I didn't think Gervonta fought as well as he could have. Never threw the uppercut. I don't know what that was about. Um, coach Calvin, I don't know what happened with them. I don't know why he wasn't the main coach in this lead up and stuff, but I think they need to get back to that. He just wasn't he wasn't adjusting. And like I always say, if you can't adjust, you will not be great. You will not win fights. Normally he does a great job of adjusting. You see him timing stuff, you see him, his corner says, hey, uppercut, check hook, and you'll see him lining it up. This time it seemed like he was just throwing, bro. I think he was just too familiar with Lamont. I think that worked against him, and I think it worked for Lamont. Lamont was coming in there to beat his ass, bro. That's what he was there to do. And Gervonta, it just seemed like it was a sparring session to him, bro. There was times where he would let off, and I would say he was throwing some hard shots, but it wasn't like the same viciousness that we normally see from him. And I feel like I don't know. I feel like he had too much respect for him. What really threw me off was in between the rounds, bro. The round would be over and he would tap him like good job. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? This ain't no sparring session, bro. Like, nah, dog. He was doing it every round too. I was like, he respects him too much. I don't know exactly their history, but clearly they're very familiar with each other and he respects him too much. Like I said, I felt like he did enough to win. I really wouldn't care if they gave it to Lamont. I heard he's appealing the decision because of the knee. Let's talk about that. Personally, I would have gave him a count. That's just me. I think if you take a knee after a punch, it's a knockdown for whatever reason. Mayweather did it when he broke his hand. It was a count. But what I will say is that everything in that ring is at the referee's discretion, bro. You can't even throw the towel in unless the referee says so. And if you've never seen Earl versus Cassidy's, type that in, Katsidis. Earl versus Cassidy's was a great fight, bro. Cassidy's is dogging Earl, bro. Bad. To the point that he gets knocked down 3 times in one round. His corner throws in the towel. The referee picks up the towel, throws it back at the corner, like, get the fuck out of here. And as soon as he does that, like a couple seconds later, Earl knocks Cassidy's down. You know what I mean? So had it been up to his corner, the fight would have been over. But because the ref threw the towel back at them, he got a knockdown right after that, and he was back in the fight. So the ref is God up in there, bro. if he don't say it's a knockdown, it's not a knockdown. Now, what happens with the appeal, I don't know, bro. I don't know if they'll actually overturn it. If they do, good for him. And I think that'll be good. I think Gervonta will have a lot more pressure on him. Like, okay, go get your belt back, bro. Because I think they're gonna do the rematch. If they don't do the rematch, he's gonna fight Loma. But I think it'll be good if it gets overturned. Because if it doesn't get overturned, I don't even know if he'll actually take the rematch. I don't know. So, but outside of that, since we're on kind of that topic of rules and stuff, a lot of people justify wins and losses with CompuBox. Let me tell y'all something, man. CompuBox, like, I don't know what people think CompuBox is. CompuBox is some dude that you don't know pressing a button every time he sees a punch. You, like, why do you trust that dude? You know what I mean? You have eyes, bro. Watch the fight yourself. And the thing is, people say judging is corrupt. They say, oh, you can't trust judges. They don't know what they're looking at. So you trust some random dude, 2 random dudes looking on a computer at punches and saying, yep, that's a punch, Bro, you could look at, who was old boy Terrence Crawford fought? I can't even think of his name, bro. Oh boy, that Boots knocked out and Crawford knocked out. I literally can't even think of his name right now. Go watch that fight. Count the jabs yourself, and then count CompuBox's jabs. You know, Terrence does a little paw thing where he does this. They counted every single one of those movements as jabs, or at least jabs thrown. And if it makes contact, then they call it a landed punch. So that does not tell the full story of the fight. Just like scorecards don't tell the full story of a fight. You know, the vibe of a fight is different than the judging of a fight. I can say, even in that fight, you know, I would say Tank won the first half of the fight, and I would say the back half was getting a little bad for him. The scorecards might not really tell that story. You know what I mean? I definitely think the momentum was swinging in Roach's favor. But as far as scorecards, it's going to say it was close. I think if they kept fighting, I don't know what would have happened. Tank was looking tired at the end of the fight. You know, if that was a 15-round fight, maybe Roach would have pulled away for all I know. Tank didn't really seem like he was mentally there. So, you know, like I said in the last video, like I'm saying right now, scorecards maybe don't always tell the story of a fight. But if you win 6 rounds straight and then you only win one in the next 6 rounds, you still won the fight. Even though it looks ugly, and maybe you could say, dude, second half of the fight, he was walking him down, killing him. Don't matter. If you won 7 rounds and the other person won 5, they lost, bro. That's it. So anyways, like I said, I think I'm okay with whatever decision they make in that fight. I love close fights, and I don't care who wins. Good for both of them. Glad Roach got a bag. Glad he got to prove that he was really good. I thought he was going to get knocked out. I'm going to keep it real with you, bro. He's better than I thought he was. Facts. So good for him. Everybody gets paid. Nobody got knocked out. Everybody gets to go home to their family safe. Bro, let's talk about Rajo. He let me down, bro. What the hell was he doing out there, bro? Honestly, that was like a macro representation of the Tank Roach fight. Like, this dude really thought he was just gonna land a hard shot. He just letting Gary Russell pick him apart round by round. And you know, if you probably could check my Twitter, maybe the first 5 rounds, I was like, okay, I see him. He's trying to time it. He's looking for this big shot. But, you know, you can't lose the whole first half of the fight and then think that you're going to be okay against someone that good. And it just kept getting worse and worse. By the time it was 6 or 7, I'm like, oh, it's over, bro. Like, you literally got to hit a home run. You can't lose 7 rounds straight, bro. Like, you. And then, bro, he just kept losing. He just kept losing rounds. Like, it was like he never woke up, bro. It was like he never got out of first gear. And again, I hate to take away from his opponent, just like I didn't want to do with Lamont Roach. Gary Russell was on his. I never seen somebody throw so many punches at that weight. Like, they was working, bro. I'm not gonna say I never seen it, but I'm exaggerating. But I'm saying he was working, bro. He threw a lot of punches. He was throwing hard punches. Rajo couldn't think. He couldn't breathe. Gary Antoine Russell was on his ass. Pause. Like, he did his thing, bro. Another one that surprised me because he didn't look great against Puello in the last fight where he lost. You know what I mean? So I think the whole division is in trouble if that dude shows up, and if he don't fail any drug tests, because that performance was a little crazy. I ain't gonna lie. If that dude shows up, I don't think nobody in that division is beating him. To be honest, I don't really have much to say about that performance because it speaks for itself. 12 rounds to 0. I couldn't give Jose Valenzuela not a single round, bro. That's embarrassing to lose your title like that. I'm not trying to disrespect him, you know what I mean? I don't want to charge him up, but I'm not going to lie to y'all. I would rather get knocked out than to lose 12 rounds straight. Like, you know, if you get knocked out, you could say, well, I was going for it and he caught me. You lose 12 rounds straight. Like, that dude is just so much better than you. You can't even win 1 round, bro. You can't win 2 or 3 rounds. To say that somebody that does the same profession as you is just that much better than you that you can't even land shots on them, that's crazy, bro. Oh, let's move on. Puello versus Sandor Martin. Bro, Sandor Martin has the worst luck ever. I personally felt like he won that fight. Lots of close fights lately. You know, I feel bad for him, but you know, he had a good strategy, man. He was all up in Puello's shit from the jump. You know, they were exchanging I feel like he was the more aggressive fighter. I felt like he was in control. Yeah, Puejo's shots were harder at some points, but I just felt like Sandor Martin did enough to win it. But like I always say, I didn't score the fight round by round. I was not judging, and I'm not a professional judge. So I'm just telling you how I felt looking at the fight as someone that has boxed before, as someone that knows boxing. That's how I felt. That doesn't invalidate what the judges did. I'm not saying the judges are corrupt. I'm not saying they robbed Sandor Martin. I'm just saying when it was over, I was like, "Ooh, that was close." But I think he's gonna get the split decision or the decision period. And when they called out the cards, I was like, "Damn, bro, that's tough." Like I don't know his chances of winning a title, man. He had a tough one against Teofimo. He had a tough one here. Like I don't know who he would take a title from. He not beating Gary Anton Russell. He don't hit hard enough. Um, well, I mean, since we talking about this division, Subriel Matias won his fight on Saturday. He looked good, man. He looked good. The thing I worry with him is like, especially if he ends up fighting someone like Hitchens or even Gary Antoine Russell. Like those dudes, they know how to work. They know how to keep their distance. Surya Matias is kind of like he absorbs a lot of punches, and like as you start to slow down, he starts wearing you down as well. The problem with that is that you know when you take a lot of damage, your career is not gonna last long. Or even if it does last long, there's a moment where everything is done for you, bro. Like you were a monster, and then something just shuts off. Like your body at some point it gives up on letting you absorb those shots. Actually, a great example of that was the Jarrett Hurd fight. I don't know if y'all watched the Jarrett Hurd fight versus Johan. Um, Everyone was just. I remember I was telling people on Twitter like, bro, he's not beating Johan, bro. He's not. And everyone was like, what is Jarrett Hurd? Blah blah blah. I'm like, if you watch him in the Jason Rosario fight, you would know he's not the same dude no more, bro. And so I wasn't surprised that he retired. I was surprised that he didn't retire the last fight. This fight was enough for him to just be like, I ain't got it no more. He absorbed too many shots. His reflexes are gone. I can't say his chin's gone. He's still standing up, but he's not the same fighter no more. And I'm worried about that with Subriel Matias. At least Subriel knows it though. I've heard him say he's only gonna do a couple more fights, and he even said if he lost this one, he would maybe think about retiring because the whole point is making money, getting titles. You know what I mean? And if he would have lost this one, he would have been out of title contention. He would have had to do 4 or 5 more fights to work his way back up. So I'm happy he won. Hopefully him and Hitchens fight, but Hitchens is trying to fight Kambosos. I don't know how Kambosos gets so many opportunities, bro. He should not get to fight for a title. I'm sorry. I know he beat Teofimo. Good for him, bro. That was like I don't want to call it a fluke because he showed up to fight, but that shit really changed his life, bro. Like, bro, I don't want to see him fight no more. No disrespect. Oh, I should say I don't want to see him fight in the big leagues. If he does, like something domestic against another Australian fighter, uh, against anybody like that, that's cool, bro. I don't want to see him get smoked by Hitchens. That's what's gonna happen, bro. I don't want to see that. I'd rather see Subriel Matias. He might get smoked too, but we don't know what's gonna happen. We know if he fights Kambosos, he's gonna get smoked, bro. Or sorry, if Kambosos fights Hitchens, he's gonna get smoked. So I don't want to see that shit. That's just me personally. Um, Besides Subriel Matias, was there anything else? There was Yoenis Tejas. That dude's good, man. He's good. He's young and he's good. He's gonna be a problem at 154, man. J Rock's a vet. He kind of old. He kind of finished, but Yoenis still look good. I like him, man. I've been tweeting him at least for a year now. I've been saying that he's really good. I don't think people are listening. Um, Even for that Hurd fight, this dude was tweeting me saying like, "Oh man, this dude got knocked out by some up and comer. He's not about to beat Hurd." And I'm like, "Bro, he got knocked out by Joanna Steges, bro. Like that dude's next up, bro. There's no shame in getting knocked out by him. Like, there's just not. He's really good. So, he's next up. I think I covered all the fights. If I missed one, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm on my lunch break right now, bro. I'm dedicated. I told y'all I'm about to start making a video every week. Anytime there's a fight card, I'm back on it. My video's coming. So, um, if you want me to talk about an upcoming fight, if you want me to give some predictions, I usually give my predictions on Twitter and Instagram. But I can start doing them as a YouTube video. If you want to see predictions, tell me the card, tell me what fights you want to know about. I'll tell you what I think is gonna happen and why I think it's gonna happen. I'm not a psychic. I'm not magic. If I'm wrong, bro. I really don't care. Sometimes people are like, "Oh, the Great Wizard, he got it wrong." I'm like, bro, I don't know what's gonna happen. If I knew what was gonna happen, I would never watch the fights, bro. Like, it's not magic. I'm just telling you based off of the stuff that I know, what I think will happen. Nine times out of 10, 8, 9 times out of 10, it's correct. Sometimes you get surprised. Did I think Roger was gonna get his ass beat 12 rounds in a row? Hell no, bro. I was like, what is going on, bro? I have no problem saying like, yeah, I got that wrong, bro. I don't care. I don't care. I don't even bet. So anybody that's getting predictions from me and losing money, that's your own fault, bro. I just tell you what I think. Most of the time, people get money. Sometimes they lose it. Either way, I don't care. I don't bet. So, anyways, thanks for watching. Catch y'all next time. Let me know if you need something. Leave a comment.